The Blue Jays just figured out the one thing that separates pretenders from champions, and it has nothing to do with spending the most money. Look, everyone's buzzing about Dylan Cease's massive contract, and yeah, that's huge. But there's another move happening right now that might actually be the smarter play, something that addresses the exact weakness that cost Toronto everything last October. Welcome back, everyone. If you're locked in on Blue Jays baseball like I am, you already know this offseason has been absolutely wild. But today, we need to talk about Chris Bassitt, because what's happening here isn't just some nostalgia move or filling a roster spot. This is surgical. This is Ross Atkins looking at that Game 7 loss and saying never again. So, here's what we know. Multiple reports, including Newsweek's Zach Reisnell, confirm the Blue Jays are seriously pursuing a reunion with Bassitt. Jim Bowden, from The Athletic, projects he's looking at 2 years, $45 million. That's about $22.5 million per year, which honestly feels like a discount in this market. But the money isn't even the interesting part. What's interesting is why Toronto wants him back specifically. Remember last season? The Blue Jays won 94 games. They took the AL East. They went through Seattle in an absolute war of a division series. Then they pushed the defending champion Dodgers to 7 games in the World Series. Game 7 came down to 1 run, 5-4, one swing away from a championship. And through all of that, through every high-pressure moment, there was Chris Bassitt delivering exactly what they needed. Look at his 2025 numbers. 11-9 record, 3.96 ERA across 170 innings. He struck out 166 batters while walking only 52. That 3.2 strikeout-to-walk ratio isn't flashy, but it's exactly what you need from a veteran who understands his role. He made 31 starts during the regular season, giving the Jays innings when they desperately needed them. Then, in October, when they asked him to move to the bullpen, he posted a 1.04 ERA over 8 2/3 innings. Think about that for a second. How many starters can seamlessly transition to high-leverage relief work in the postseason? Most guys can't handle that kind of role flexibility. Bassitt thrived in it. Now let's zoom out and look at what Toronto's actually building here. They signed Dylan Cease to that record-breaking $210 million deal over 7 years. Cease is your strikeout artist, your ace who's led baseball in punch-outs over the past 5 seasons. Then they brought in Cody Ponce on a 3-year, $30 million contract after he dominated the KBO with a 1.89 ERA and 252 strikeouts. That's not random spending. That's intentional roster construction. But here's where it gets really interesting. You've got Cease at the top, Kevin Gausman with that ridiculous splitter, Yariel Rodriguez showing flashes, Jose Barrios anchoring the middle, Shane Bieber when he's healthy. This rotation already has pieces. So why Bassitt? Because depth wins championships, not talent. Depth, the ability to have options when things go sideways, and things always go sideways in October. Bassitt gives Toronto something they can't just go buy on the open market. He's been there. He's won. He knows what it takes. When you're in Game 5 of a playoff series and your starter gets knocked out in the 3rd inning, you need someone who can give you 4 clean innings out of nowhere. Bassitt's that guy. When you need someone to eat innings in late September because your ace is gassed, Bassitt's that guy. When younger pitchers like Rodriguez need to see what championship preparation looks like, Bassitt shows them. And here's the genius of the timing. Gausman and Bieber both become free agents after 2026. Barrios has an opt-out he could exercise. The front office isn't just thinking about next season. They're thinking 2-3 years down the line. By locking in Bassitt now on a 2-year deal, they guarantee rotation stability even if they lose 1 or 2 of those other arms. That's front office work that doesn't make headlines, but wins divisions. Now I know what some of you are thinking. The guy's turning 37 in February. His fastball velocity dropped from 92.7 to 91.4 last year. Isn't this just paying for past performance? Here's the thing. Bassitt doesn't need to throw 95. He never has. His game is about command, pitch mix, and limiting hard contact. Baseball Savant shows he's consistently in the 85th percentile for average exit velocity allowed. He's in the 80th percentile for limiting walks. Those skills don't disappear with age because they're not about raw stuff. They're about craft and intelligence. Compare this to what the Dodgers did during their championship runs. They had ridiculous depth. When Walker Buehler struggled, they had options. When they needed a specific matchup late in games, they had arms ready. Toronto learned that lesson the hardest way possible in that Game 7 loss. You can't just roll out 5 good starters and hope it works. You need 8, 9, maybe 10 guys who can throw meaningful innings when everything's on the line. That's what this Bassitt move is really about. It's insurance. It's mentorship, it's flexibility, it's all the unsexy stuff that actually wins championships while everyone else is chasing the shiniest toy in free agency. The Blue Jays already got their shiny toy in Cease. Now they're building the foundation that actually supports a championship run. Think about how devastating this rotation could be. Cease throwing gas at the top. Gausman's splitter-making hitters look foolish. Rodriguez continuing his development with a veteran like Bassitt showing him the ropes, Bieber returning to form, and Bassitt himself sliding into whatever role the team needs on any given night. That's not just depth, that's a legitimate weapon. And let's be real about the financial side. $45 million over 2 years for a guy who can start, relieve, mentor, and has proven he performs in October. Teams are paying more than that for middle relievers these days. This isn't some desperate overpay for past glory. This is smart money identifying value where others see age. So here's my question for you. Is this the move that puts Toronto over the top? Not the flashy Cease signing, but bringing back the guy who's already proven he knows how to win in this uniform. Because I think we might be watching Ross Atkins put together something special here. Something that looks boring on paper, but absolutely devastating when October rolls around. Drop your thoughts down below. Are you excited about a Bassitt reunion, or would you rather see that money spent elsewhere? And make sure you're subscribed because this Blue Jays offseason is just getting started and you know there's more coming. Let's talk about it.